station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Attend me all. My lack of consideration for you during the past few days, in keeping you from my presence, forces me to impress upon you once again the tribulations of the true artist. When I play and sing, I have visions of things I never dreamed existed. The world is mine, and mine to end. Music opens up new worlds for me, draws back the veil from new delight. I can see Olympus, and a breeze blows on me from beyond the earth. And in those moments, I, a god, feel as diminutive as dust. When music caresses my soul, I feel as gentle as a child in a cradle. Let it be wonderful. To rise in gleaming white beauty. Master gem of the world's crown. Something the world has never seen.
quarter to Friday, and you're tuned into 100% house music on Radio Soulheadz. This is the all-important show, the all-important online show for house music. If you're a house lover or you know someone that's a house lover, you need not be in any other place but here with us. Thank you once again for joining us. It's another Thursday. Quarter to Friday is what we call it here. Coming up on the show, we've got that all-important interview with Cueber that everyone's been looking forward to. Thank you to him for taking his time to talk to us on Radio Soulheadz. We've also got a brand new slot, guys. It's called Unshazamable. I think we need to say it all together. It's called Unshazamable. Basically, what Unshazamable is all about is that we play you 2 exclusive unreleased tracks from a specific artist on the day. Now, this week, we've got Gregory Banks from Umlazi, South Africa. He's a DJ producer, an excellent DJ producer to be exact. So do stay tuned. Do follow us on Twitter at Radio Soulheadz. Follow us on SoundCloud and YouTube as well at Radio Soulheadz. Subscribe so that you're informed every time we go live and every time we upload a show. You can also follow me, your host, Mawande Keso, on Twitter. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram, guys. I've got some good news, you know. To me, this is actually a big deal. I recently got a follow from Tortured Soul on Instagram. So we're growing in terms of numbers, and we're making something happen here, guys. We've got a good global footprint. We've got listeners in Australia, Canada, just to name a few other countries. We'd like to grow also on the African continent. So do let your friends know that this is the one and only
Radio Soulheadz.
The track that I opened the show with actually is by Phonic, and the title of the track is The Supreme Artist. The next track is definitely going to get you dancing and in a good mood. It's Cassie, and the title of the track is Who You Are.
Radio Soulheadz.
This is Da Capo, and you're listening to Radio Soulheadz.
Oh, I love the bounce of this track, man. This is Squisharini and Paul Adam. The title of the track is The Light. I don't know if you heard that properly because of the lisp, but it's Squisharini and Paul Adam, The Light. And before that, I played you Cassie, and the title of the track is Who You Are. These two previous tracks that I played you, definitely on point. Now it's time for the brand new feature that we have titled Unshazamable, where we play you two exclusive unreleased tracks from an artist. Now, today's artist is Gregory Banks from South Africa, from Umlazi, a township from Umlazi. If you're accustomed to Inunapa as well, is also from Umlazi, and these two guys make good music, and ironically they even know each other personally. So we're going to start with that. I wish I really had a jingle or something, Unshazamable. I'd love to get your ideas on how exactly we should introduce the slot. Let me know. People have beautiful voices and ideas out there. Let me know, and we'll definitely incorporate them. The track that I'm about to play you is Oluhle, and the title is If Only, the Gregory Banks Just a Remix.
Radio Soulheadz.
World. This is Gregory Banks, and you're listening to Radio Soulheadz. Greetings world, this is Gregory Banks and you're listening to Radio Soulheadz.
Radio Soulheadz.
is the Unshazamable, the brand new slot that we have on Radio Soulheadz, 100% house music. I think it's a great slot. We're promoting local talents, raw talents. Generally, this is for the guys who are up and coming, so we'd call them. It's for you guys to know who they are and hear the music that they have for you. I think we started it off with a great selection of 2 tracks from Gregory Banks. The first track is Oluhle If Only, and that is the Gregory Banks Just the Remix. And the track in the background now is the Cross Junctions. You can follow Gregory Banks on Twitter. It's at GregoryBVNX. You can also follow him on Twitter at Gregory Luthuli. It's Gregory Banks from Umlazi, South Africa. Proudly South African music, proudly South African raw talents from KZN, Durban. Big ups to you. Shout out to Gregory Banks. I know that you're listening to the show.
Greetings world. This is Gregory Banks and you're listening to Radio Soulheadz.
Remember, guys, we've still got that interview coming up with Cueber. We kind of got to touch base and catch up with him in terms of what he's been doing and what he's all about in his music. And that interview is coming up. Before we get to the interview, for those who might not remember who Cueber is or might not know, there's a track that I'm going to play you. It's called Ngegele. It's by Cueber. Now, this was released back in a time when Tribal House was still a thing. Tribal House was very big, especially I know in Durban, Tribal House was the thing. And Cueber was one of the pioneers in terms of that genre, along with Abo Black Soul at that time. And he's still kicking it. He's still giving us good music. So here it is, Cueber, Ngegele.
Radio Soulheadz.
What's up, guys and girls? This is your boy Cueber, and you're listening to Radio Soulheadz. Peace. Nicholas Mboni, but most of y'all know me as Cueber. I'm from a small town in Mpumalanga called Middleburg. I grew up in Umlazi. I'm a DJ, producer, mix engineer. Yeah, alles. I've been doing music for quite a while, and I only got recognition, like my first recognition, late 2009 if I'm not mistaken, or 2010, somewhere around there, where actually it was 2009, late 2009, where by a song of mine was featured on DJ Zinter's compilation or album around the time. A song I produced back in 2007 called Pepe. It made it on DJ Zinter's compilation, and that I could say was a song that broke me out in the industry. And 2010 I had my first release, international release via digital, which was Walk a Mile featuring Nathan X. Came out of Deeper Shades of House back in the US, and kept on making music, grew, and then I got my second break, or should I say my official break, around 2013, where I released an album called For Hits Only, which was received amazingly well. And that album in particular was the album that actually got Cueber out in the world. It featured tracks such as No Doubt. I think there was also, there was a couple of tracks, but the one that stood out was No Doubt. No Doubt stood out. My most recent project should be, let's say, a remix I did for United People of Zion, EPZ, a good friend of mine. He features another good friend of mine, CEO, and the track is called A Dream Away. The remix is available on all online stores. Yeah, and it's doing amazingly well. Top of the charts on Traxsource, getting good reviews and good remarks from producers alike, as well as people alike. Yeah, I'm getting great response for the track. People can get hold of me. I'm on all social media platforms, from your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, everywhere, as Cueber, spelt Cuebur. And for bookings, you can email bookings@verifiedbeats.com. Beats with the Z. So that's verified, BEATZ.com. What's up, guys and girls? This is your boy Cueber, and you're listening to Radio Soulheadz. Peace.
This is Inu Napa, and you're
listening to Radio Soulheadz. Peace.
You're still tuned in to Radio Soulheadz, the 100% house music show. Now, I just played you 2 tracks plus an interview with the one and only Cueber. The first track that I played you is Ngiyegeleni, and the second one is No Doubt, and that's featuring Marissa Guzman. Those 2 tracks are definitely bangers, and I think that's what Cueber's about. He's about making people dance. I mean, he can also get into the deep kind of sounds and move away from the Afro sound, but he's a very versatile producer. I remember sitting in studio with him, and we were just going through some of his tracks, and I also played him 1 or 2 of my tracks. Yes, guys, I'm also a producer. I love this music thing very much, and I think Uzano was also in the studio. I know that they're very close and they record together. And what I heard there was definitely magic, guys. He even has a guitar there. I know that he can also, play a few strings. So it's definitely a versatile and talented producer. Shout out to Cueber again for letting us interview him right here on Radio Soulheadz. Now, we're left with 1 track, and that's the closing track. It's how I'm going to leave you guys. It's been a pleasure broadcasting live from Durban. I'll be headed back to Joburg very soon. I think the next Thursday show that we're going to have, I'm going to be in Joburg. We've got another show on Sunday. That's Lover's House. Do tune in. We've got some soulful, chilled, lovey-dovey vibes, guys. If you've got a partner, it's a perfect show to listen to with your partner. We got to get the ladies into house, guys. And for those ladies who are into house, big ups to you. Please do tune into the show. I've been having a lot of requests to expand the podcast / radio show into having other genres on the other days. Do hit me up if you have any suggestions based on what you've heard in the show and what you'd like to hear moving forward. We're looking at expanding, growing, also having an app, and getting a few revenue streams. We're looking at getting bookings internationally to broadcast live from different venues and to also play, guys. We've got a team of dedicated and talented producers who can produce music. We've got a dedicated team of DJs as well who can come to your event and do the most with regards to house music. Thanks again for listening to Radio Soulheadz, 100% house. I'm Mawande Keso. You can catch me on Twitter, guys, in the DM, Facebook, Instagram, social media. You can catch us on SoundCloud and YouTube. Remember to keep it house, 100% house, that is. Until next time, this is Cueber with Power in You, and it's featuring Lisa M.
Radio Soulheadz.
This is Da Capo, and you're listening to Radio Soulheadz.
Everyday routines
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.